you probably saw the headlines. Congress just passed this huge housing bill that they've been talking about for a while. And the way they've been talking about it, you'd think that they just kicked Wall Street finally out of the real estate industry and the housing market, so regular people like you and I can finally buy houses again. So while a lot of the noise has been made around that, the truth is institutional investors are never really playing ball in our backyards in Carroll and Baltimore counties. Right now, the housing issue that plagues our communities is affordability. With housing prices 49% higher than where they were 6 years ago in 2020 and at all-time highs, and rates still stubbornly sitting in the mid-sixes, the root of the problem sits in the inventory available. It's estimated that the U.S. housing market is at a deficit of 4 million homes. That's not a COVID-related issue either. The wheels were in motion a long time ago for us to head down the track of this inventory issue way before the pandemic. And you can ask me about that later. That's another issue for another day. Here's what this bill actually does, what's real, what's hype, and what it means for us. Okay, so let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room, the part that's made all the headline. This bill does put a cap on institutional investors. So once one of these companies owns 350 single-family homes, they can't keep buying more. That sounds huge, and in a few specific cities it actually matters because institutional investors own a real slice of the market, but nationally, these big investors only own a small share of single-family homes. So if you're picturing a wave of housing starting to flood the market next month, slow down. That's not what this actually does. And it's definitely not an overnight thing here in Carroll and Baltimore counties. Here's the part nobody's putting in the headline, and honestly, it's the part that matters more for you. The bigger part of this bill is about building more homes. The bill targets some of the biggest expenses to new construction costs, which could carry on down to the consumer. Land use restrictions, permitting delays, financing constraints, and regulatory hurdles. It pushes cities to loosen up zoning and speed up permitting so a townhouse doesn't sit waiting on approvals for 2 years. It clears the way for more of what the experts call missing middle, the townhomes, the duplexes, the smaller starter single-family homes. It's the exact kind of place that a first-time home buyer can actually afford. The reason things got so expensive was never really investors, it's just that we stopped building enough homes. This bill goes directly after that. There's one more piece that I really like about this for first-time home buyers. The bill changes the rules on manufactured homes. It gets rid of the old requirement that these homes keep a permanent steel frame underneath them, and that one change can cut anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 off the cost of a home. These aren't the manufactured homes that you're picturing from years ago. They're built and placed well. They're generally an affordable path into home ownership, and this bill makes more than possible. All right, I'm not a government expert, but I did pay attention to social studies a little bit. As of right now, the bill passed both the House and the Senate, but it hasn't actually been signed into law yet. It's expected to become law, but it's still working through that final step. And once it's into law, none of this actually happens overnight. More homes still take years to build. Cities still have to loosen their rules. So this isn't a switch that flips next month. It's more like a road that opens up over the next few years, which, if you're planning your first purchase or just still moving, regardless, is something you can actually get ahead of. So here's what I'd like to leave you with. The headlines make it seem like this is going to be some sort of quick fix, but it isn't. Underneath the noise, though, there are real changes coming that could open more doors specifically for first-time buyers, especially on the supply side. The consumers who do best aren't the ones waiting for some sort of magic market crash, which isn't happening. They're the ones who understand what's actually happening, get themselves ready, credit in shape, financing lined up, and a real plan for the market. If you're confused about all of this and wondering how it could affect your first-time home buying experience or somebody you know, let's talk. So reach out to me anytime and I'll help you figure out what it means for you. Thanks so much.